All right. Hello, friends, and welcome back to another exciting recording of Keyframes. I'm excited to hop back into this. So many things that I want to tell you about before we start. The people who make this game, they recently came out with a little tease first look into some of the summer stuff, summer sprites and just what's going to be going on for the summer portion of this game. And oh my God, I cannot believe how much I keep going back and forth between who I want to romance in this game. Because every so often something happens and I'm like, oh, wait, my plans have changed actually. If you haven't seen it, holy fuck. Elio in particular, his summer sprite. Wow. I posted this on Twitter, but I'll talk about it in this video as well. I forgot how to breathe. I'm not joking. I was sitting there. Well, okay. I was making dinner. And for a solid minute, I don't think I breathed once. I was just staring at that photo. I don't even, I know what I had for dinner that night. I don't remember what it tasted like. So I was just thinking about that photo. It was a pretty good photo. So yeah, now I don't know what to do with myself. Who am I going to romance in this game? I have no clue. They all have their positives, I guess we're going to call it. Anyway, let's hop into this though, and let's see. I can't remember if I've just now noticed there's this little Z-shaped ice cream thing down here. That's super cute. I like that a lot. Did I read text messages? Yeah, I think that's everything for text messages. So we're just hopping right into the next event. That's exciting. Let's see what happens. It was a big day for Rin Mayor, but for Deja and Reina, it was even bigger. According to student government's superstition, the end-of-year festival was the test by which a president and their vice president were to be judged suitable for serving another term. Ooh. Today's event budget was the largest they'd had all year. Every dollar had been meticulously allocated, every cent painstakingly stretched as far as it would go. Deja had told you that, by comparison, organizing the craft fair was child's play, even for all of Q's hysterics. Reina had agreed, albeit a little politer. Reina had slept over last night while putting out the few last fires, okay? She and Deja had gone to bed a mere hour before dawn, yet they were gone when you awoke, having already made their way to the green. They'd even left a pot of coffee on for you, but the cranes clunking loudly in the distance were far less considerate. At least most of the large-scale setup having completed the afternoon before. Still, you doubted anyone living on campus couldn't hear what was going on. In the silence that followed, birds dared to sing again, and you went to get dressed. It'd be time to head out soon. Hey, you up? And then biting lip emoji. Oh my God, that depends on what you're wearing, baby girl. Partner material. Ooh, I'll be up in a bit. I didn't think we were gonna get immediately open this event and immediately just start flirting with Cam. Let's fucking go. You meandered out into the kitchen and rifled through your fridge for a quick breakfast. Before long, the doors swung open and Cameron swaned in, looking equal parts enthusiastic and exhausted. Hey, Cam, table for one. A booth would be great. Oh, okay. Shutting the fridge door, you handed Cameron a small bunch of grapes, then twirled in place. What do you think? Cute. On second thought, you retrieved a water bottle from the fridge and tossed it over. Cameron took it gratefully, unscrewing the cap to take a sip. Gotta get hydrated early if we're gonna have fun today. Yeah. It doesn't look that bad, does it? You look fine, but my plate still stands. An uncertain smile crossed their expression before Cameron sheepishly nodded in agreement. It wasn't uncommon for them to overthink things the night before a big event. They didn't want to come across as childish or overly excited, but playing it cool wasn't their style. From the slight bags under their eyes, you knew they'd stayed up too late fretting. With Deja busy for the day, you intended to do what you could to help them feel as confident as possible. This one's a lot of text, apparently. The text box got bigger. If it were earlier in the semester, you'd suspect the restlessness had to do with how you were supposed to meet Percy, Jamie, and Elio down on the green. But you'd all hung out a handful of times by now, so instead the primary suspect was simply excitement. Cameron looked tired, but beyond that they didn't look nervous. It was a good sign of how well they'd warmed up to the others' presence, since hanging out in larger groups could make them feel anxious at times. It'd taken you a little while to warm up to them too, but you could say you were largely looking forward to today yourself. You good to go? Let me check. Got my phone, keys, what else? Wallet? You had your things together by the time Cameron was done eating their grapes. After turning out the lights and locking up, the two of you hurried down to the street level, turning onto the path that connected to the rest of campus. So, what are you looking forward to the most? I only saw a little bit from the parking lot, but it's already crowded as hell, worse than the first day of classes. Ooh, what's my favorite part of a festival? God, the magic of friendship. You're so right. No, probably food. Honestly, there are certain things that you can only get at like festivals. I'm not a big rider and games. It kind of depends for both of these. Rides, I only ride one ride in particular. And it's named something different every single time that you go to like a different festival. So I don't know what to call it for you guys, but it's a freak out is one that I've seen a lot. I think some other places call it like the Twister or something similar to that. It's a big like pendulum ride, but not like a ship. You know, because there's like the ship pendulum rides, and then there's the one that I'm talking about. That's the only ride that I'll ride. Everybody, all of my friends who go with me to festivals are like, absolutely not. You're doing that by yourself. No way. And I'm like, this is probably the safest ride here. And then games. I'm not a big festival gamer person. Anyway, I'm talking too much. Let's talk about food. I think I want like one of those huge turkey legs, okay? I thought you got a stomach ache from that last year. Yeah, but I'm a year older now. My stomach's steelier, or I'm just hungrier, okay? Either way, it's going to be over the top kinds of wild. Dee's been pulling her hair out over this. And still prepping for finals at the same time. She takes the shortest power naps I've ever seen. I heard Deja sleep talking the last time I was over. I think she was ordering doves, okay? To release? I have to assume. What else do people do with doves? Oh my god. Okay, like this is truly a fair. Cool. You heard the sheer scale of it before you even arrived on the green. There was the tinny noise of a victory buzzer, happy shouts mixed with more reckless shrieks, and somehow a goat leading, okay? Rows of booths lined the lawn to either side, strung with lights and flags. Everywhere you looked, there were people moving in easy ebbs and flows, queuing, playing, snacking, chatting. Arriving at the SGB's side of the festival, you found the center of command, a tent marked with the word information, where the person you were looking for was standing. Dee! She wiggled her fingers at you in greeting, and Cameron skipped ahead with a grin. As he moved to close the gap, he realized her gesture had changed. She was pointing at something behind you, poking twice for emphasis as she smiled, okay? There you all are. Here I am. A familiar voice caught your ear and you turned, waving as the other half of your group arrived. Hey, you made it. Yep, the green's notoriously difficult to find after all. Good, good. Hope we're not late. How's everyone doing? Well, don't everyone say hi to me all at once. Pardon my manners. Hello, Deja. Milady. Ma'am. Deja rolled her eyes, but any annoyance quickly gave way to the veneer of school spirit that she was required to have. As your group gathered in front of the info table, she clapped her hands once, officially greeting you all with a smile and a raised brow. All right, kids, before I set you loose, who needs to fill out a waiver for what? That is a worrying first question to ask, my dude. Cameron gave a pointed look at the row of tablets set up in front of Deja. Curious, he reached over and tapped on the closest screen, bringing up a simple E form with the university's logo up top. Release of liability? Deja, what's this for? Something dastardly, I bet. Come on, don't you trust me? I don't know. I probably do. Deja batted her eyes without a moment's hesitation, and Cameron turned aside to clutch at their chest, bracing an arm on the table as they staggered. Must resist, must read the fine print. You glanced over your shoulder at the activities arranged all along the green. In particular, a large temporary wall caught your eye, studded with colorful handholds. Is this for the rock climbing course? Mm-hmm, and a few others. Elio perked up noticeably at that, stepping over to tap another tablet. Scrolling quickly down the form, he nodded, then returned to the top to start entering his student info. Makes sense. You really pulled out all the stops, huh? Deja nodded and shrugged at the same time, pulling her obvious pride back across a line of nonchalant confidence as she gestured towards the rest of the green. You've seen how far we'd go for the scavenger hunt. Did you really doubt us? No, that's why we showed up. So that's why you insisted we wear athletic shoes. Elio beamed, feigning ignorance, and hit submit on the form before stepping aside for Jamie. Percy finished up at the adjacent tablet, while Cameron scrolled more slowly on the third and final one. Really read in the fine print there. As Percy vacated his spot, you took a closer look for yourself. There were fields for your name and email, and a section outlining what responsibilities were yours and what were the university's. You don't have to fill it out right away. If you change your mind, there'll be another SG person near the actual activities with another tablet. Okay, that's nice. What is this I'm hearing, Suddenly, the SGB president herself arrived in a flurry of movement. Despite the hustle and bustle, Reina was put together as ever, not a clip or a button out of place as she stepped up next to Deja. Hi, Reina. Kid, hi. She turned on the rest of you in the next moment, putting her hands good-naturedly on her hips and regarding you with a faint pout. Scared off by a little waiver? Come on, where's that chickadee fighting spirit? Are we fighting chickadees? I don't know if I could punch a bird in good conscience. Reina sent Cameron a patient but exasperated look, and they shoved their hands innocently in their pockets, swaying back and forth with a small, goofy smile. But really, as your lead organizer for the day, I hope you find it in you to try out as much of what we've got on. Sure, as you can, waivers or otherwise. You got it, Reina. It looks great out here. You've done a really impressive job. I'd expect no less from the current SGB leadership. It's quite something. Go and play first, and then come back here and flatter us for a job well done, yeah? Oh, but take these first. A cardboard box landed on the table, and Reina sifted through its contents, expertly selecting exactly 5 paper bracelets, okay, and fanning them out for you to take. This way the food trucks will know you're students and you eat for free. Let's fucking go. You're welcome. She produced a roll of red paper tickets next. In the time it took you to loop a bracelet around your wrist and stick it in place, she had neatly torn off 1 ticket for each of you. And these are for later. Cool. Don't lose them. These are for later. The raffle at the end. Oh, what's on the prize list? The look of warning that Reina leveled at the 3 of you was nothing short of arresting, and Deja turned her eyes skyward while letting out an innocent, oblivious hum. What indeed? That's what I thought. The prize budget was high, that's all I'll say. Raina threw her hands up in an incredulous huff, and you fought to keep your smile from giving you away. Almost immediately after, Percy closed his eyes and crossed his fingers. Cruise to the Caribbean, cruise to the... Okay, not that high. Cruise to Alaska, cruise to... All right, now you guys can go. Go on, go do your things. I'll be here for the rest of the day. You don't get any breaks? Some, yes, but don't wait up for me. I already know everything that happens anyway. Yeah, but like experiencing it. She winked while Raina pointed at the rest of you with a warning. Yes, really, go. Otherwise all this will have been for nothing. Then how sad will your beloved SGB be? BB. Under the combined force of their expectant smiles, you could do little but promise to enjoy yourself. You have fun too, Kay? Walking backwards, you and the others waved your temporary goodbyes, then gathered a short distance away to stare at the entirety of the festival. That climbing wall's calling my name. You guys want to come with? I'm down. Oh, I was kind of hoping to hit up the games first. Percy grinned, jabbing his thumb over his shoulder at the fairground. He was already balanced on the balls of his feet, ready to disappear into the crowd at any moment. That's cool, no worries. We could head over that way first. Elio bounced a few times, his hand on his hat as he scoped out the booths and games in the distance. Percy made a non-committal sound, lifting a shoulder and dropping it. It's a big turnout. You sure you don't want to grab a spot as early as possible? There is quite a crowd. Yeah, it's open to Fairfield in general, too. The SGB has been selling tickets for a few months. Wow. I think they doubled down the last 2 weeks. I heard someone giving the whole spiel on the bus the other day, and I saw tables set up at that one path leading up from the parking lots. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. I'm good with whatever. Cameron shrugged, grinning as they looped an arm through yours. The signal was clear. They'd stick next to you, regardless of what everyone else was planning. But I know you want to do... Well, you said that you wanted to do the rock wall. Elio's head swiveled around the festival grounds so quickly that you were sure it'd pop right off his shoulders if he did it any faster. There were too many options available, and it seemed like he was intent on capturing it all. Jamie huffed out a laugh, pretending to look elsewhere as Cameron's gaze met yours, privately relieved that they weren't the only one who was excited. I mean, there should be time, but you're right, I see some lines forming already. It's still the green. It's not like we won't be able to find each other again. I'll refrain. It doesn't matter too much to me either way. You could stay in a group, or you could wander off and do whatever came to mind. Like Percy said, the green wasn't that big. No. I feel like, as somebody who has gone to festivals with their friends, I actually, okay, backstory time here. There was a festival near, like, where I grew up, where I was born, where every year they had it the weekend of my birthday. Like, every year. We started joking that it was my birthday festival, even though, like, it wasn't. But in every year, I would hang out with my friends at that festival. I feel like if you're going to a festival with your friends, you have to stay in a group. Like, obviously, you have to go around and do what everybody wants to do. You don't have to, like, ride the same rides as they do. But you do have to, like, hang out and go with them places. You can't split up. You were determined to make the most of your day, and that included spending time with everyone in equal measure. What better way to take in all that the festival had to offer? Want to stick together? That's fine with me. Sure. Any preferences on which way we should head first? You turned your gaze on the rest of the green. When it came to finding things that all 5 of you could do, there were some locations that stood out. You don't have to all do the same thing. People could, like, stand back while somebody has fun doing something. You can wait your turn. Petting zoo, a human pretzel race, and an obstacle course. Ooh. I'm so intrigued by the human pretzel race and what that means. But I do think an obstacle course would be fun. Oh, yes, can we? You don't have to pull out the puppy dog eyes, man. I want to see what's over there, too. Jamie? Why not? You made for the starting line, craning your heads back to gauge the full scope of what you were getting yourselves into. This was easily the largest attraction at the festival, okay? The entire thing was composed of inflatable nylon barriers and flooring, bordered by high walls. It shook occasionally with corresponding yelp shouts and laughs from within. If you strained your ears, you could also hear the faint rhythm of muffled machinery. Nothing too elaborate, but for a family-friendly campus event, it was ominous, nonetheless. Cameron stretched out onto tiptoes, trying to look inside. Out at the far end of the course, a pair of students stumbled through the exit, laughing as they held up a pair of stopwatches. Okay. Must be pretty intense if we have to wait to get in. Looks like they time us, too. Hey, welcome. If you're looking to race, we have a big group finishing up soon. Should be space for all of you if you want in. You each nodded, some with more enthusiasm than others. The operator chuckled, then gestured for you to line up, lifting a bundle of lanyards in one hand. Just gotta make sure you've all got your waivers signed. Oh, and you'll use these stopwatches to record your times. Careful not to stop them too early, okay? You can see our current record. I just remembered that there are quick time events in this game. Oh boy, let me get ready. You can see our current record over there on that signboard. It's currently just over 6 minutes. We'll double check your times at the end, but play fair, yeah? And of course, anyone who breaks our record wins a prize. Interesting. My friends, I love you all dearly, but know that we are now at war. We don't even know what the prize is yet. No, that's why we must fight for it, don't you see? A crackle from the operator's walkie-talkie signaled that you were up next. With a gesture, she herded you all through the archway that marked the obstacle course's entrance. You joined the starting line, crouching a little to find your balance. On your left, Percy sank down into a full runner's start. Oh boy. On your right, Jamie merely leaned forward a little. Hands on your stopwatches, everyone. Ready? On your marks. Get set. Good luck, everyone. Karen's musical laughter sounded from farther down on your right. Come on, we all know you're itching for that win. Go. Oh boy. The starting whistle blew and you each clicked your stopwatches on, then dashed forward. With wild shouts, Elio and Cameron pelted into the lead. The rest of you were close behind as you approached the first obstacle, a steep incline lined with several ropes to use as climbing supports. The nylon gave awkwardly under your feet as you tried to gain purchase. If you wanted to scale this wall, you'd have to grab on and pull yourself up, quick. Yep, I had a feeling. You latched onto a rope and dug your feet in, overtaking Cameron as he scrambled up the slope. They yelped in outrage, and you heard their shoes squeaking on the nylon right behind you. Oh shit. Just go. I'm not gonna be mean. One of them was like, pull on Elio's shirt, something about Cameron, and then just go. I'm not going to purposefully make one of them fail just for me to win. You put your head down and doubled your efforts, but so did Cameron. Eat my dust! With a victorious shout, they reclaimed second place with a burst of energy, launching themselves over the slope's peak after Elio. I'm a pretty competitive person. In something like this, I'm not all that competitive. I just want to go through the obstacle course. I don't really want to win, so. Oh, okay. As the rest of you slid down the other side of the slope, Elio dashed ahead to earn a sizable lead. Cameron bolted after him at top speed, hollering a challenge that you couldn't quite hear. Up ahead was a pit that spanned the whole width of the track. While it'd be safer to hop down and run across, you set your sights on the other side of the gap and picked up speed. Okay. What am I doing? Stopwatch thumping against your chest, you broke into a full sprint and leaped at the last moment, landing with an oomph on the other side, pushing off and darting onwards. Okay. Let's go, people, let's go. Percy and Jamie both cleared the jump with ease, landing within seconds of each other. Percy lengthened his stride, bounding ahead in reckless leaps as he checked behind him. Unfortunately, that meant Percy didn't quite hear what was happening up ahead. Oh no. Last one out's a rotten. He never got to finish his taunt, as a horizontal padded bar swung out of nowhere and checked him neatly at the waist. That'd be the first of the mechanical obstacles in the race. Percy toppled head over heels with a high-pitched yelp, but Jamie vaulted over the bar with the sudden grace of an antelope. Let's go, okay. He rolled fluidly to his feet, then rushed onward without a word. Damn, he's not even gonna shit talk. Then the bar swept back around, just in time to catch you. Oh shit. I thought it was gonna be a lot more buttons than just one. You lunged haphazardly under the rotating bar, crawling on your elbows and knees until you clear to run again. Wait up! As you all scampered forth, the next obstacle loomed, a row of winding tunnels. No matter which you chose, you'd be forced to throw yourself down and crawl as fast as you could. Okay. Oh shit, I wasn't ready. The world faded into a colorful blur as you dove, using your elbows to pull yourself forward into a tunnel. To either side, you heard the muffled voices of your friends doing the same. You crawled for your life, popping out on the other end of the maze just a little bit ahead of the others. Over halfway done. Onward, onward. Farther ahead, there was a bright flash of Elio's hat as he crested a low hill. Cameron put up a formidable chase right behind him, para masts and hood flapping in the wind. Get back here! Never! You were in the middle of the pack with a slight lead over Percy and Jamie. Resisting the urge to look back, you sped into a run. Up last, a colorful, hectic jumble of pillars, arranged on a series of small, uneven hills. You'd have to slalom back and forth as you ran if you wanted to keep up. You darted carefully between all the pillars. You wanted to avoid tripping. You cut to the side and wove a tight, controlled path through the slalom poles, aiming to flit through quickly without any mistakes. And after neatly avoiding every obstacle, your swift gait carried you across the finish line, seconds ahead of Percy and Jamie. So what am I, like third place? I feel like that's pretty good. Clear out, move! You scurried frantically out of the way just in time, and the final two dove over the line, shoulders smushed together as they struggled to the bitter end. Surrender! You surrender! You surrender! Someone's foot slipped, and they both crashed into a corner of the ending platform with matching squawks. Men down! Men down! You two okay? Against all odds, yes. No thanks to Jamie. I was going to say the same about you. In another minute, the five of you were through the exit and sliding down to the green. After racing on such an unsteady surface, you felt particularly secure with solid earth under your shoes again. Good race. Will our first place champion please present their stopwatch? Elio stepped forward with his lanyard held out in one hand, his delight evident in the happy, proud set to his shoulders. Here you go. That's a new record, all right. Congrats, and here's your prize. She reached out and you heard a soft snap of something plastic. Oh my god, is it one of those bracelets? Yes! Elio visibly jumped, laughing to dispel his surprise, then lifted his arm, revealing a brightly patterned slap bracelet curled around his wrist. Neato! After turning your stopwatches back in, you hastened away to make room for the next batch of racers. Well then, was the prize worth the race? Yeah. Elio gave a slow, lofty laugh before reaching to his wrist, then flicking the same hand out in the next second, slapping the bracelet onto Jamie's arm with gusto. Ow. Is this mine now? No, I'd like that back, please. Where to next? Can I do all of them? I bet it's gonna be something that like you can only do 2. I need to know what the fuck the human pretzel race is. What on earth is a human pretzel? Whatever it is, my curiosity's been piqued. The flyer says, "Come improve the bonds of friendship, a fun race that will test your coordination and cooperation. If you win, you get 2 additional raffle tickets, courtesy of the student government, okay? Hey, it says it's free to play. You want to try?" It is a compelling prize. Sounds like we're all in. Okay. Your destination was a small stage tucked away in the fairground. There wasn't much time to spare. There were other students already waiting to play. One group was standing casually by, and the other chatted quietly as they got to know each other. The third was trading jokes and high fives, hyping each other up with more enthusiasm than the rest combined. They'll be the ones to beat, for sure. I think we could take them. You seem to think that at every opportunity. The rules were simple. Group members would blindly grab each other's hands until you were tangled up in a knot. Oh, okay. I was thinking that this was going to be like in groups of 2, but we're in groups of everybody. Okay. Everybody as in like all the friends, not the random strangers we're meeting. Then when the whistle blew, you'd have to twist, bend, and maneuver without letting go until you stood in a simple, unbroken circle. I see. Surprisingly, I'm pretty good at this. Why do I have experience with this kind of thing? I feel like I could do this. Don't worry, guys. I'll take on the role of leadership. I've got this. Everyone ready? Hang on, my hands are sweaty. There's complimentary hand sanitizer after the game. Hey, I didn't say they were filthy. Who do you think I am? The 5 of you stuck your arms out in an overlapping mishmash. Per the request of the event runners, you tried not to pick out a specific target, instead staring into the middle distance. Your right hand caught someone else's in a gentle grip. You felt a thumb press softly over the backs of your fingers, while the person's palm angled to hold your hand delicately up, okay? I have a feeling I know who that is. Your left hand bumped against splayed fingers, which carefully caught you in a warm, gentle grip. You clasped them in return, feeling the press of a thumb into your palm. Hey, who's tickling me? Not me. Why are you laughing then? Because someone's tickling me. I see. I wonder who. The starting whistle shrilled loudly, and the timer started counting. Obviously, I have to do my best to help figure out the knot. Yanking each other around without a plan was certainly a mistake. But would it be easier to start from the top of the tangle or the bottom? You adjusted your grip and pulled gently, watching as everyone's arms shifted in response. You were somewhere in the middle, so the others would have to unwind themselves first. What you got in that coconut thicket? I'm reverse engineering the tangle. I like to imagine, that meme of like all of the math symbols going past your face. Hold on. You're what? Reverse engineering the tangle, Percy. It's simple. Oh, does Mr. What even is a human pretzel have something to say? It was a matter of a few twists and a pirouette or 2. There were a few good-natured grumbles as elbows jabbed unintentionally here and there, but once the worst of the tangle was dealt with, the rest began to fall apart on its own. Spin this way, Cameron. Coming through. And then Kit uncrosses and turns, and you jump back into a circle, and the whistle sounded again, making you the lucky recipients of 2 extra raffle tickets, as well as a wayward bruise here or there. How lucky for you. I kind of wish that that was a little bit more. I got to like try to untangle it a little bit more, but also I don't know what else you'd do, so. And from here, the games were just getting started. Oh, interesting that it doesn't tell me whose hands I was holding. I thought that I'd know who was like on my left and on my right. I'd be interested in knowing. No, I want to know. Go back. The fairground was a blaring hub of lights, noise, and people, yet the noise was a siren song instead of a deterrent, reeling all of you more quickly in the closer you got. There was no doubt Deja had planned this side of the festival. Game booths were packed along one side of the green with frightening efficiency, giving you more options than there were hours in the day. All right, my town, baby. Let me show you how it's done. These are all just variations of throwing things at other things. Wrong. Some of them are shooting things at other things. There's a difference. Oh, yes, pardon me. I wasn't aware we needed to make that obvious distinction. Come on, guys, there's climbing stuff too. I'm not good at the climbing stuff. You can take that, Elio. What do we play first, then? Jamie shrugged and stuck his fist out, the obvious beginnings of a rock, paper, scissors game. Cam snickered and met your eye, and you both joined in, making it a 5-way battle. I always go scissors. I could have chose bomb, I just read that. The game instantly careened off the rails, just like the last time. Percy had 2 fists side by side, and Elio's fist fell perfectly into the open palm of his hand. Cameron at least had tossed out a simple pair of scissors. Okay, so you all do this stupid shit where you come up with new things, okay? Oh, not again. Bomb. Dynamite, okay. Scissors? Boulder. Okay, that's just a rock, but bigger. Scissors. Boulder beats everything. Damn. I'm pretty sure a bomb and dynamite would. Too late, already gone. Boulder. Now it was Elio's turn to stick 2 fists in the air as he whooped and sprinted away. He made a beeline for the ladder climb, dodging around a small child or two as he went. You know what? I can't argue with that. Boulder apparently wins all. You caught up to him at a wide, padded platform over which a pair of rope and rung ladders were strung in a gentle incline. This is all you, bud, because I cannot do these. A bell hung on the wall above the far end of each one, waiting to be rung. Again, Elio? Take my chances when I get 'em. What do you mean again? Elio went still, casting a 1,000-yard stare at the ladder, so okay. Percy let out a kind of 5-note whistle that preluded any Western shootout. Even Jamie joined in by patting the tops of his thighs to mimic the sound of a distantly galloping horse. All that was missing was a tumbleweed or two. Never have I ever passed this challenge. Sweeping an arm out in a bold gesture, Elio beamed at the rest of you with unguarded enthusiasm, managing to look both confident and hopeful with a single gesture. But today I will change that with all of your help. Or at least you'll get to watch me die trying. So, who's with me? You know what? I'll try it. Might as well, right? Like, if you're gonna do stupid shit, you might as well do stupid shit with friends. I'll give it a try. I expect nothing less. Get up here. You sized up the ladder in front of you. It was absolutely the opposite of sturdy, a set of painted wooden rungs connected by thick nylon rope. It was already turning and swaying perilously on its own, without any extra weight on it. And considering how athletic Elio was, you were in for a hard fight. You each braced a foot on the first rung of your ladders, crouching slightly in preparation. On 3, yeah? 1, 2, 3. You launched yourself up the ladder, advancing 1 step, then another, then another. That's 3 more steps than I've usually gotten. The ladder shook violently, threatening to flip upside down as you raced onward. Keeping momentum while staying balanced became exponentially harder, and you managed 2 more steps, then slipped, falling with a short yelp. On your left, you heard an echoing clatter of wooden rungs as Elio's ladder twisted and threw him handedly into the padded floor next to you. Well, we tried. I almost had it. You didn't. Jamie called out dryly, but stumbled forward as Cameron suddenly nudged him towards the starting line. All right, let's go. Okay, we're up. We are? No time, go, go, go. Spurred on by Cameron's excitable urgency, the two of them grabbed onto the vacant ladders. 1, 2, back. Cam tried leaping up 2 rungs at a time, only to spin until they were hanging upside down, yanking themselves close to the rungs to stay off the floor. They made a valiant effort to swing upright, but their grip faltered, and with a squeak, Cameron went bouncing onto the landing pad. Jamie took a slower approach, too slow. When his balance wavered, he overcorrected by leaning too far to the other side, and so he fell as well with a small, clipped yelp. How did you make that look so graceful? I literally don't know what you mean. Look at me, I'm a mess. The two of them shared a laugh as they laid there before Jamie got up and helped Cameron back to their feet. Hey, Elio, you want another try? You don't have to ask me twice. Stepping forward, Percy stretched his arms out with his fingers laced, and Elio bent down to stretch his hamstrings. From there, what was meant to be a quick race turned into a contest of panache. While each of them engaged in sillier and sillier stretches, Cameron tugged on your sleeve, wiggling their eyebrows as they held up a $5 bill, okay? 5 on Elio, damn. 5 on Percy. You turned your gaze back to Elio and Percy, both kneeling on the mats like sprinters waiting for a starting pistol. Yeah, I'm also going 5 on Elio. Hear that, Tazaki? I am the favored contestant. Yeah, and I'm the underdog. That means I win. To be fair, I would be very surprised if Percy did this. Count us off, Kit. 1, 2, 3. Athletic as ever, Elio shot ahead by a few rungs, his ladder shaking precariously underneath him. Percy was scrappier, climbing steadily at the cost of speed. It was a close race to the end. At the second to last rung, they both reached and swiped for the bell. That's quite good, to be honest, and plummeted in quick succession as they lost their balance and fell. But who fell first? Gah! Aw, man, nice to see we still suck at this. A breeze swept past, shaking the ladder rungs and gently carrying the last of Elio's dreams with it. He stared longingly, visibly imagining his elusive victory as earnestly as he could. After a hesitant silence, he turned away, but he made it one step before Percy clicked his tongue, shaking his head slowly with exaggerated care. Elio, Elio, wasn't today going to be the day? I mean, I wanted it to be, yeah. So we're giving up, just like that? How did you put it? Today you were going to win, or we'll watch you die trying? Me and my big mouth. Percy's right, you can't give up now. I appreciate the vote of confidence. I'd try as many times as it takes, but I don't want to take up all our time. Who says you have to? We can cheat, huh? At the no-stakes climbing game? Yeah. Cheating again? Should I be worried for you, Cam? Okay, it doesn't have to be cheating. Think of it as bending the rules for fun's sake. Just one more shot, Elio. That's all you need to make it. You think so? I know so. Right, Kit? We'll hold it still for you. I don't think the person who's like managing this is gonna like that. We'll catch you if you fall. That's so cute. If we chain hands from Elio to the top, he'll win. I don't know. I'm somewhere in between. We'll catch you if you fall. What? It's not that far of a fall. I'm trying to think. Even at like the very top, it's maybe 5 feet. Just go for it. You can do it. I believe in you. You know what? I can do it. With renewed optimism, Elio quickly returned to the base of the ladder, and he bounded up with even more speed and power than before. I can do it! Look, I'm doing it! Ah, shit, he fell again. I'll go get him. Maybe we should have helped. No, if he can't do it by himself, it's not a true win, you know? Cheating in order to get the win on a game like this isn't worth it. Yeah, maybe he needed 2 more shots. Knowing him, though, he's going to take it on the chin and try again another time. Elio and Jamie returned with a smile and a serene nod apiece. The rest of you clapped gently to be polite. Oh, not the golf clap of pity. I'll get my revenge next time. Just you wait and see. As the 5 of you left the ladder playing game. Nope. As the 5 of you left the ladder game behind, you watched the fairgrounds in search of what to play next. There were plenty of classics as well as campus-specific ones. Pin the feather on the chickadee, but none of them seemed to draw anyone's full agreement. All right, how about that one? Overruled, we are not playing that. Worried you'd lose, Porter? On the contrary, I'd rather have an actual challenge. If we play a game involving reach or range of motion, I'm at a natural advantage. Oh, okay, fine. Then in that case. Percy whistled lowly as he searched, his eye landing on a shooting gallery with a sly glint. But Elio chose then to chuckle, his eyebrows waggling deviously as he pointed at a sign for a push-up contest. Oh boy. Jamie shot an arm out in front of him before he could get any further, shaking his head. A challenge, Elio, not a unilateral slaughter. Yeah, not like that, you maniac. Besides, how are Kit and Cameron going to keep up with us? I mean, look at them. What? To be fair, you're right, but you didn't have to say it. Yeah, hey, we're plenty strong. Look at their arms, the picture of fitness. But all right, fine, no push-up contest. How about that one? The bar hang? Oh my god. Yeah, it's about pure tenacity. You can't win just because you're tall. Can't win just because you're strong. And hand-eye coordination has nothing to do with it. It looks quite unpleasant. Why this one? Because it's free? Fair enough, shall we? You made your way over, catching the attention of an attendant presiding over the bar hang with a stopwatch in hand. Interested? We've only got 2 bars open right now, but you're free to go in multiple rounds. Oh, awesome. Then, since Percy insinuated they couldn't do it, how about Kit picks who to go against first? What? I don't want to do this because I know I'm really bad at it. No, everyone's right. I won't last more than like 2 seconds. No, but you know what? Talk shit, get hit. You're gonna win. Yeah, I deserve that. Just so you know, this shirt's oversized. I only look smaller for style points. You're not gonna psych me out. You are. Show me what you've got. Damn. There's just one rule. Hang on as long as you can. To be fair, listen, in real life, I'd maybe last like 5 seconds. That's up from 2 that I last said. In the game, though, with QuickTime events, I could win. Ready, set, go. And then I fall. Percy went above and beyond, literally. Pulling himself all the way up, he slung his arms over the bar. Crossing them so his weight rested on his armpits, that's illegal. His head tilted aside and he rested it against a vertical support bar, grinning smugly as he settled in. Okay, then I'd just sit on the top of it. Like, what do you mean? You can't do that. Finding your grip on the bar was easier than expected. The hard part was staying attached to it as time went on. Every time you shifted, you could feel the bar flexing slightly. And of course, the longer you stayed up, the more the skin of your hands started to burn. Maybe. Okay, hold on. Multiple things. Maybe you could sing the pain away. You just opened your mouth and started screaming. No, I want to do both of them. I want to see what both of them are. My actual answer is I would hold on as tightly as you possibly could. Okay. But for shits and giggles, I can go back, right? I just wanted to double check before I did this. For shits and giggles, I want to know what singing the pain away and just fucking screaming sound like. If you were going down, you were going down as ridiculously as possible. Oh, I start singing row, row, row your boat. Seriously? Gently down the stream. This did nothing to deter Percy, of course. He only cleared his throat, kicked into a small swing, and started beatboxing to the best of his ability. Let's go. Merrily, merrily. No, it still hurts. Ouch. Ow, fuck. You slipped from the bar with a wheeze, folding onto the ground while Percy kept swinging gently above you. Oh, thanks. I'll hire you for my next birthday party. That's so nice. Okay, I want to know what happens if I just start screaming. I'm not going to voice that one. But nice. Percy flinched backwards so hard he practically threw himself off the bar. Wait, that could be a strategy. You kicked your legs a little, swinging serenely as he recovered. Oh, that was tricky. But I respect it. Reminds me of those old-fashioned jump scare videos. I was just thinking about it because I thought it'd be funny that you're trying as hard as you can to hold on to this bar and you just start screaming. I wasn't thinking about the jump scare thing. Thank you, thank you. Oh, did he actually fall off? Wait. Because it says you shuffle aside like we're done. Yeah, I guess he did. I didn't even think about it. I read he practically threw himself off the bar, and I read it as though he was still hanging on. Shit, I won with that. That's not what I would do in real life, though. I would just hold on as tightly as I possibly. That is a good one, though. I really like that one. I would just hold on as tightly as I possibly could, and then after 5 seconds, fall off because I would say I have no arm strength. Let's be honest. I don't have strength anywhere. There's not a single. I'm brain strong. With a deep breath, you committed to literally hanging on as long as possible. Looks like Kit's in it to win it. You know it. The muscles in your arms and shoulders were trembling, but you gritted your teeth and soldiered on. You lasted just, huh? You lasted just long enough to win? You weak bitch. Thought I had it in the bag, but then again, I'm a lot heavier than I thought I was. Ooh, didn't think about that. Weight probably has a lot to do with it, yeah. Still, the point remains that I'm a weak bitch and, I wouldn't be able to hold on for very long, but the math side to all that, how difficult would it be for each person depending on, hold on. This gets more advanced than I'm thinking that it does. Okay. It's your lack of core strength, dude. I have a core, isn't that enough? You shuffled aside to make room for the next pair, and as soon as the stopwatch was reset, the contest started anew. I don't think I would have won that in real life, but thank you, thank you. Give me your best shot. Must I? You must, especially if I say please. Damn. Suppose I'm bound by good manners to humor you. Wait, how strong are you? Strong enough. And Jamie lapsed into a serene silence, staring Cameron peacefully down until their fingers failed them. They slipped, and in the next instant, Jamie landed on the ground as well. Damn. No, I almost had it. No, I won't, Elio. Hey, kid, bet you won't go another round. You're right. No, damn it. Damn me and my competitive nature. Just for that, I'll do it. No, good for me. 100% I'm falling down within the first second. Are you kidding me? I was trembling. You could technically blame exhaustion for how quickly you dropped. This time, still, Elio stayed up on the bar so long after you that it might not have even mattered. Thanks to several complaints of sore palms, you all veered aside for a quick detour, grabbing some cold canned drinks from a stand to soothe your hands. Only afterwards did the conversation turn towards finding something that all 5 of you could play at once, instead of competing in pairs. I think I know just the place. Lead on. Percy, how did you know this was back here? I have an eagle eye for these kind of things. No, man, you're just tall as shit. Percy nodded generously, his expression unrepentantly smug. Before you was a heavily padded arena. Oh no. Oh no, Percy. Before you was a heavily padded arena constructed of nylon walls, filled to chest height with foam cubes and dotted throughout with small platforms. Oh, you're gonna make us battle to the death. As you watched, students jumped and darted back and forth, each vying to be the last person standing, while jabbing, swinging, and pushing at each other with long, lightweight jousting poles. How's this for variation, Jamie? It's an escalation, I'll give you that. I'm confused. The sign said this was supposed to be jousting. Think less horses, more gladiator? I saw something like this on TV once. You quickly pooled an entry fee for 5 amongst yourselves, then stepped up to claim the next round. Oh, and we're back here again. With helmets on and padded lances in hand, you waded into the arena. Pushing through the sea of foam cubes, everyone quickly found a platform to climb onto. You found a starting spot near one side of the arena, with everyone else nearby. As the operator called out for a countdown, you started forming a strategy. I'm not taunting. If you teamed up with Cameron, you could knock out the others. I don't trust Cameron in that way. I feel like they would go back and like fight me just for the shits and giggles. I'd get double crossed for the whimsy of it all. You were all about evasive maneuvering. I like that one. That sounds good. Whoever came near you had better be prepared for a fight. No, because I feel like some people in this, not naming any names, Elio, if he came after me, I'm running. I'm running as far as I possibly could. I don't think I'd win a fight. I also don't think that I'd win a fight against Jamie. Percy's apparently a witch fucking bitch. Percy's apparently a witch. A weak fucking bitch. If I can hold on to a bar longer than he can, I feel like I have a little bit more confidence, you know? Cameron, I think I could take out. No, I'm running. Anyway, all that aside, evasive maneuvers, please. You looked around and quickly identified several safe escape routes. If they couldn't catch you, they could knock you down. Right, yeah. Then I don't know what would happen though, because like eventually I would get caught, but that's for future me. Then the starting bell rang and you were off. Game time. The first thing you had to do is create more distance between you and everyone else. Which way? The platforms were closer together, so you had less chance of falling, but also they'd more quickly get to me versus farther apart, but they led further away from the center. I think so long as somebody doesn't immediately come for me, I would go left. You leaped and landed with a solid thump, then continued onwards. You made good distance and even better time, holding your weapon out for balance. And then you heard a shout. You can't run forever. Oh shit, why is he the first one coming for me? Oh shit, I wasn't ready. I was moving. I was in real life moving my position in the chair. You heard a whistle of air and darted away, landing right next to the arena wall. That's not great. I may get surrounded. From here, you were forced to turn back inward, and before anyone could get close, you sped out onward with gusto. Excuse me. No! They're ganging up on me! Jamie, go! Pincer? Give me some space already. You veered sharply, speeding up to avoid getting caught. You'd have to up the pace if you were going to stay out of reach. As the game wore on, you defended any position you took, finding a rhythm as you kept away from the corners and dead ends. A discordant jumble of voices, thuds, and squeaks filled the air. Until finally, all was quiet. Oh no. A final breeze swept across the arena, carrying on its spring-scented wings the cries of those you'd slaughtered to get this far. And across from you, I'm scared. Cameron. Who would have thought it'd come to this? Cameron stood with their lance lowered, looking aside with a delicate sigh. Wisps of their hair caught in the wind, and they struck the perfect picture of a heartsick, weary soldier. Had I known our halcyon days would come to an end, I don't think I would have ever picked up a blade. Do you remember the days of our youth? We were just children then, playing with sticks, and now we've been through too much together. I can't even hold that one in. There's something about, do you remember the days of our youth? We were just children. Yeah, you're right. Lilac eyes glimmered from behind lowered lashes as they looked mournfully up at you. Slowly, their weapon came up, pointing unerringly at you. War changes people, but foam war destroys good people like you and I. And we were good, weren't we, Kit? Oh my God, get on with it already. No, I am eating this up. Please continue. Yes, this is important. Elia was right. You took your time lifting your own lance, mirroring your best and your last friend. Pink petals showered down, damn, torn from faraway trees. No birds dared to sing. The only sound was that of your twin heartbeats, so alike and yet so different. We'll meet again, no matter how long it takes. This land needs a ruler, but so does the valley of the afterlife. And I'll send you there because destiny commands it, even if it breaks my heart. Know this, and then I just run and hit him. Just knock him off in like 1 second. They lifted a curled fist to their chest, fighting back tears as they met your eyes. Know that it was an honor and a privilege to have been your friend. You'd play along, but you'd take yourself out for Cameron's sake. That's so cute. I'm not doing that. I'll never give up. You'll never stop me. And that is why I must. They lunged forward, jumping onto your platform and swinging wildly. Where Cameron struck, you fought back with gusto, and your lances clashed and ricocheted as you both put up your best fight. You forced my hand. Inferno Demon Blaze. Hey, no demonic contracts allowed. Very well. Inferno Angel Blaze. Sparks flew on the stage of your imagination, but alas, the scales couldn't stay balanced forever. Suddenly, Cameron lurched to a stop, staggering as they clamped an arm down to pin your lance to their side, holding it as if they'd been impaled. You were both breathing hard, shoulders shaking with suppressed giggles. Slumping down, they stared up at you with wet, clouded eyes. Reaching for you with a trembling hand, they softly gasped. Kid, were we ever... Even in battle, could our love have ever bloomed? You could only close your eyes, shaking your head as you blocked out the sight of their trembling mouth, and yanked your weapon free, sending them sliding off the platform. They fell into the abyss below, and you mournfully slashed your lance through the air, throwing an imaginary splash of your former best friend's blood. In another life, Cameron, but fate won't give us another chance. We don't deserve it. Yo, are you guys okay? That was incredible. 10 out of 10. I love the way, to be fair, this entire game is scripted. That is 100% something that I would do. And I love the way that Cameron would match my freak like that. Let's fucking go. Well, as you all filed away from the equipment return table, Percy clapped his hands with a satisfied sigh. He had a particularly refreshed smile, looking for all the world as if he just emerged from a spa instead of a foam pit battle royale. I don't know about you, but now that we've beaten the shit out of each other with big sticks for a while, I feel like our friendships are stronger than ever. I'm just tired mostly, not that it wasn't worth it.